Welcome to Marketing in Your Car, the podcast for funnel hackers everywhere. You are now part of a small group of underground entrepreneurs who are trying to change the world through the products and the services that we believe in. But because we don't rely on venture capitalists, we don't have financial safety nets. So we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. Now, this podcast will give you a glimpse at the daily life of a funnel hacker. So let's get started. Good morning, everyone. This is Russell. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. It's bright and early for me. My wife actually left me today, not like the real way. She's gone out of town on a girls trip for the next 4 days, which is scary and exciting and sad and happy and everything wrapped into one. So saw her off this morning. She jumped in an Uber and took off, and now I am the mom and the dad, but we also have an event this week. So I'm driving right now to certification program, and I just basically do the first 2 hours of the certification event, which starts in 28 minutes, and I'm totally stuck in traffic. So hoping and praying I get there in time, but it opens up a little window for us to hang out and talk about some important things, which is pretty cool. So also today, thanks to Bart Miller, some of you guys, if you are faithful listeners and fans and followers, you know that we're creating a TV show called Funnel Hacker TV, and one of the episodes was with a guy named Robert Jones, who owns a beauty academy, and we're basically building out a whole funnel with them, and his business partners, Bart Miller and Bart and Sonny. They're super cool people. And anyway, they while we were out there, they took me on a shopping spree to teach me how to dress, and so they got me skinny jeans and shirts with cufflinks and weird shoes and all these things, which are totally such not Russell things. But today I'm wearing brown shoes, gray socks, skinny jeans, purple shirt with cufflinks, and the cufflinks look like ClickFunnels gears. It's so cool, but I totally feel like not me, but whatever. That's what we're trying out today. So heading in right now, and just getting so excited about so many cool things. So I don't know about you guys. The other night, I read my kids the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. You guys all remember that book, right? If you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a cup of milk. If he gets a cup of milk, he's going to want to look in the mirror to see if he's got a milk mustache. If he's got a milk mustache, then if he sees a milk mustache, he's going to know some of his hair's long. He's going to want to give himself a trim. If he trims himself, then he's going to have hairs and it goes a huge thing where the mouse ends up at the very end of it, drawing a picture, putting on the fridge, and so he's fridge and realizes he's thirsty, wants a cup of milk, and you know what would go good with a cup of milk? A cookie, right? And then that's the whole book. So I read it to my kids the other day, and then Monday came in, and I was like, hey, here's my major projects I'm trying to get. We're revamping how we do our autoresponder sequences, and really excited. So okay, this is the plan for the next 2 weeks, focusing on getting this this piece rebuilt and dialed in, and I'm really excited for that. So we started mapping the whole thing out, getting everything in place, but then we're like, to get all these things done, we can't do them yet because this has to be in place, which is all autoresponders for us. If you've read the .com Seekers book, right, we have value ladders and move people up through a sequence. And so for me, basically all of our autoresponders are leading on the front end, are all leading people to this new quiz funnel we're building, where we have a really cool quiz which identifies which one of 6 or 7 types of businesses you are, and there's 6 or 7 webinars in the back depending on which business type you are, and you watch the webinar, and then we have follow-up sequences very specific to your niche, your industry, your market. And it's amazing. So but that means before I can launch these email sequences, I have to have the quiz funnel done. So quiz funnel means I have to get 7 webinars done. But then the front of the quiz funnel, I didn't want to just do, I wanted to do a really cool video to make the quiz funnel, which means either I got to make a video or we got to hire someone to do a video. And so if we're going to hire someone to do a video, I want to do the best. And so I think I told you guys yesterday, we had a couple calls with the Harmon brothers, who did Squatty Potty, and they did Fiber Fix and a bunch of amazing videos. And they need help fixing the Fiber Fix funnel, and I want a video. So we're trying to swap where, because I don't know if I told you this, they charge $500,000 to make a video. It's insane. So I was like, hey, that's cool. How about I do your funnel for you in exchange for video? So trying to negotiate that deal, which may or may not go through. So at the same time, I'm also talking to the Ackerman brothers, who are these other guys who worked on the Poopery video, really good script writers, to write the script. And I'm also taking my own whack at the script, because I was like, well, crap, I've written a couple scripts in my day. Maybe I can just write it. And so I started writing this really cool script based on like the difference between being unemployed and being an entrepreneur, like the fine line between being unemployed and being an entrepreneur. And the whole like script I was writing is like this dude's down in his mom's basement, and his mom's like, hey, what does your son do for a living? Oh, he's unemployed. And like, Mom, I'm not unemployed. I'm an entrepreneur. And like, there's a fine line between being unemployed and entrepreneur. What is that line? And then you start going into like all these different things, right? So like, anyway, and just showing that fine line, and the fine line is a funnel. It's like we're kind of writing that as well. So now I've got 3 potential things writing scripts, and if the Harmon brothers write a script, I got to fix their whole FiberFix funnel. And the way it's working with them is basically I put the onus on me. I like doing that sometimes. So they showed me what their conversion rates on their funnel, and they told me what their conversion rates have to be for them to start scaling media. So I said, how about this? I'll do the work for free, and you don't have to do anything unless I beat that control, unless I get to the numbers you're looking for. And so they're like, sweet. So I'm basically going to come and do the whole thing for free. And if we smash theirs, which I know we can, then I'll get them to do my thing for free on the other side. So anyway, so I got three people working on the script. So when the script's done, then the webinar will be done, and the webinar's in the back end. So then we're looking at the webinar, and basically these new webinars are going to be kind of front end where everything's leading. So I'm changing the webinar pitch a little bit, similar, but just trying to make it more mainstream. Right now, the current Funnel Hacks webinar is very much positioned towards internet marketers, because it's like the sexy candy that gets my market excited, right? But as we go more mainstream, it's a little over a lot of people's heads. So it's not dumbing it down, but changing the language patterns. So all the 7 webinars I'm kind of rewriting to match the language patterns of each of the industries. So then on the back of it, we're tweaking the offer, which means we've got to change the product a little bit. So then I'm like, well, if we're selling funnel hacks, we should come back and redo Funnel Hacks and make a new version that's even better. And then we're like, well, if we redo a version that's even better, like, man, we should also send them a physical product in the mail, just because then it will increase stick rate. Because if it increases stick rate, it drops churn, everything else. And so they're like, well, now we got to make a physical product. And then we start looking at all different types of physical products. And then there's binders, there's DVDs, there's booklets, there's USB cards, there's all this kind of things. So we spent a whole bunch of time going down that rabbit hole. and that was yesterday. So it started with like, hey, this is the project, and then it was this whole if you give a mouse a cookie thing that took us on this huge long path. And I realized, like, if I want to get the email sequences done, I got to update the course. When I update the course, I got to update the webinars. And update the webinars, I get the quiz funnel done, then I can do the email sequences. Whew. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I want all that crap done today. I don't want to wait 6 months or 3 months or even a month. So now it's like, how do I get all that done in the next like 2 or 3 weeks? And that's the question. So some people ask me, Russell, how do you get so much done so fast? And for me, it's because of that. Like, I'm so impatient. Like, in my mind, I can see it all. It's amazing, and I want it done today. And so that's what I'm going to do at night. Since my wife's not here, I got all night long to work. And so as soon as I put the kids to bed, I just added like 4 or 5 hours a night to my work schedule until I pass out. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next few days. It's going to be so exciting and so fun. So I'm just curious on you guys if that ever happens to you as well. And so amongst all of that, so that's my project for the next however long it takes to get done. Plus we've got, I think, 7 funnels for people, or maybe 8 funnels for Funnel Hacker TV people that we've filmed part of the episode, and we've got the funnels partially done. So this week we're also launching Mark Joyner's new Mind Control Marketing funnel, which is so cool. It turned out amazing. Sean Stevenson's, we did a new webinar, or not a webinar, we did a membership site funnel for him, which got the videos back. They turned out amazing. Anyway, Biohacking Secrets, we're launching the Biohacking Store and Biohacking Week. Anyway, all those projects. Plus, book number 2 is this week should be done with the first round, and then we start the editing process. And like, I can't tell you how excited I am for this book. Those who've been following, in this summer, I had about 230, 240 pages done of the book. And one night I was sitting there reading it, and I just wasn't happy. So I opened up Snapchat, I highlighted the entire book and deleted it and started over. And it was scary. And one of those things, just like, man, I've spent 6 months doing this, and everyone's like, what? Like, everyone that's had read it is like, this is a really good book. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't sign up to write a good book. Like, a lot of people write good books. I want to write a great book. I talked yesterday about how good's the enemy to great, and so I was like, you know what? So we delete it, start over, and I tell you what, now it's a great book. Like, I am very enthusiastically proud of it now, and I think that it's going to change. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of one of those things people always say, like, we're trying to change the world, but I honestly think that this book and then the platform, obviously ClickFunnels behind it, will change the world, and that's why I'm so excited for it. So there you go, you guys. If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give Russell a cookie, that's where it goes. So if you're at all like me and you're an entrepreneur who does that, don't feel bad, because I do it too. So the question though is, because what happens to most people, including me, like even last night I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know what to do or where to go. And so for me, I just one of my processes the day after I get done with the event is to kind of write out all of those milestones and then place them in a chronological order. I think the problem that most people have, including me, is that we'll see there's 8 things I have to get done, so we start dabbling in 8 of them, and we'll do a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, and like nothing ever gets done because you're slowly pushing forward 8 things. So what I do, so here, hopefully this is the nugget of wisdom at the end of this. So after I get the, let's say it's 8 different major things done, right? So I know that there's a quiz video, there's a quiz funnel, there's a new webinar, there is a home study course, there's an updated online course, there is the email sequences, and so like there's the major, the big things, right? And the first thing I do, day number 1, is I know that each of these things, because it's kind of like, I failed all my project management classes, which is funny because basically that's all I do all day is project management, but I know that like there's an order, right? Like let's say I'm like, okay, next Thursday I want to work on this, but I start working Thursday, but then like the logo guys haven't gotten back to me, all the pieces that I need to execute on that thing I don't have. Then it's like, oh, so you're like, crap, okay, well, you start tasking out everything, then you come back a week later and hopefully you have those things, and so like all that kind of stuff happens, right? So for me, what I do is the first day is I go and I map out, here's the 8 things, and then I look at like, what are all of the things that I know I have to get this project done that take time, that aren't on me, right? So logo people, copywriting people, design people, logos, merchant accounts, like I just look at all of those things that I know that aren't me just sitting down and grinding it out. That for me to be able to sit down and grind out, I have to have all these assets to make it possible. And so I'll probably do that today, is just go out and start tasking out all the tangible pieces I know I need to get this project done. Now everyone's got it. So now in the background, they're all working on a dozen different things that I'm going to need in the future, but I don't need yet. But I think through that ahead of time. So they're all working on everything. Then I pick whichever one, honestly, the one that gets me most excited. And then I dive into there hardcore, and I focus on that, and I get it done. And then during that interim, while I'm getting it done, all these other pieces will be coming back, and I'm like, cool, and I take them and I throw them in. For me, it's Trello. I throw them in Trello board, and I keep putting all the assets in there. So I know that, hey, next Tuesday is the day I'm focusing on this. Everything's there, and Tuesday I log in, and boom, I can just run. There's nothing holding me back, right? And so that's kind of how I work. So I hope that kind of helps you guys, because I know a lot of people get stuck in that paralysis of like, or the process where I'm trying to work on stuff. Oh, I don't have anything I need to work on it. And for me, that's like the number one thing, is making sure that all those external things I can think through that take more time than I'm going to do on that day to make sure they're done. Like for example, this week we had a planning meeting on for all the different funnels that we're doing Funnel Hacker TV, and I was like, okay, here's all the funnels. And I was like, okay, Thursday, so that's tomorrow, is Biohacking Secrets Day. So Thursday we're building these 2 funnels. They have to be done. Here's the pieces I need. So I was like, Anthony, I need this, and this. Designer, I need this. And so I gave everyone all the things they need. And so for the last 3 days, I've been coming in like crazy. And I even I hired some copywriters to do some bullet points. I sent them a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, I need these by Thursday morning. Can you do it? And they're like, well, it's an extra $500 to do it in 2 days. I'm like, done. I need my Thursday morning, because Thursday morning I know I'm sitting down and I have to get that funnel live. And so if I don't have those, the whole thing falls apart, right? And so that's what it's all about for me, is just making sure that everyone knows, like, this is the day I am sitting down and I'm focusing on launching this project. So if I don't have all these pieces back by this time, you are fired. Whatever that might be, you know what I mean? Because I don't know about you, the worst feeling in the world, when you dedicate a day to get something done. Like I know, tomorrow's Biohacking Secrets Day, and I'm going to be busting out probably 2 full funnels for them. I know that next Wednesday, I'm finishing Mind Control Marketing and Sean Stevenson. So I have to have all those assets back that day. Otherwise, I wasted the day, right? I don't want to get a funnel halfway done and have to rebook another day to get things done. I want to have everything done so that when I show up, I can start, I can end, and I can wrap that day up and know that project's completed. So what are all the things I have to get that done in time? God, I got this huge dump truck in front of me going 2 miles an hour. So yeah, anyway, I hope that helps. I'm at the venue, and I'm actually 15 minutes early. Well, I still gotta get in the parking garage. But as a whole, this is not too shabby. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for you. I hope there was some value there. I hope that that you guys probably don't do as much stuff as I do because it's harder to get stuff done. But if you do, hopefully it gives you guys a couple ideas how I do it. And appreciate you all for listening, and we'll talk to you guys all again soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our funnel hacking projects. You can also watch the Funnel Hacker online reality show and watch us build and launch funnels live at www.funnelhacker.tv. If you'd like to come hang out with your fellow funnel hackers, come join our Facebook group at www.projectclickfunnels.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can get a free MP3 player with the first 257 episodes preloaded at marketinginyourcar.com. Join us next time, and remember, you're just one funnel away from your dreams.